Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fatu Network News Review. Today, Monday, 16th July 2018, I am Omar Wali. I'll be talking to the former Agriculture Minister, Omar Amadou Jallow. He's here with me in the studios. But before that, I will go through the newspapers. I will start with the Standard newspaper. The Standard is reports asking who leaked Jammeh APRC executive conversation. You may remember the audios are circulating on the social media where Jammeh had discussion with the interim leader Fabakary Tombong Jatta and the former national mobilizer and the former mayor of KMC, Yankuba Colley. The commission summons Idi Job. The Standard is reporting that right violations of the past not acceptable now. President Barrow told the senior command of the Gambia Police Force. And Majanko Samusa also is defiant after NCP expulsion. The NCP, the National Convention Party, is reporting that they expelled Majanko Samusa, but he insisted that he is still in the party. And the TRRC Commission and the staff recruitment also begins. And PDS, that is the news from the borders in Senegal. That is the Federation of the Senegalese Democratic Party supporters in the Gambia. They asked President Macky Sall not to bar former mayor of Dakar, Khalifa Sall, and the son of the former president, Karim Wade, who was described as the former Minister of Art and Sky. And the Supreme Court, that is the Point newspaper, is reporting that the Supreme Court dismisses Kuntaru election petition. The UDP filed a petition against the recently concluded area control elections, but the Supreme Court of the Gambia has dismissed that case. Dabo challenges critics to go to court. The Vice President Ousainou Dabo has challenged the Gambia Democratic Congress, that is the GDC, to go to court because they issued a press release last week saying his appointment as the vice president is unconstitutional. But Dabo said, you ever have anything against him, you can go to court and challenge that. And Barrow to embark on a nationwide tour. President Barrow today begins a nationwide tour where he'll meet farmers across the length and the breadth of the country. And the Point also is reporting that NCP selects new interim leader. Captain Lamin Sanyang bounced back as the spokesperson of the Gambia Armed Forces. The Voice newspaper also is reporting that Jammeh voice captured in a leaked audio, as it was on the Standard newspaper. Alaji Kurang Sakin, Justice Minister, clarified. The Gambia Justice Minister Abubakar Tambedu has issued a press release clarifying the reasons or the allegations why people said Alaji Kurang was unceremoniously dismissed from the commission. And President Barrow calls on Gambians to exercise increased caution. And I remain committed to national discord. That is D.A. Jao, the former information minister. He handed over to the new one, Ibrahim Silla, over the weekend. And they're also reporting that President Barrow to begin a nationwide tour today. The Gambia Daily is reporting reporting that President Barrow commenced 10 days nationwide tour today, and the government urged to ensure realization of EU pledges. That is the EU ambassador to the Gambia. The Gambia Daily also is reporting that police command urged to maintain law and order. APRC stalwarts call on President Barrow. The former National Assembly members and governors call on President Barrow at State House over the weekend. And the Foria also is reporting that Ansumana Marena, that is Julaki and others, they testified at the Faraba Commission. A commission was set up into the Faraba incident. You may remember 3 people were shot and killed and several others were wounded in the incident, including police officers, and 3, as we know, several other police officers are detained. They were charged at Banjul Magistrate Court, but they are currently detained because the Magistrate Court said they do not have the jurisdiction to try them. BCC to close bank accounts for proper fund collection and coordination. That is from the Foria newspaper. And the police chiefs, they also report in different headline though. The Foria is reporting that the police chiefs met President Barrow, and ECOWAS UN joint call for Gambia security reform. Well, those are the headlines from the newspapers. So I will now turn to the former Agriculture Minister.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Omar Wali. Thank you very much for inviting me to the Fatu Networks.
Right.
And I want to thank you personally, Omar Wali, for the invitation and the staff of the Fatu Networks.
Thank you for honoring our invitation. You were recently removed or relieved of your responsibilities.
Yes.
But before going that, how resilient is the PPP?
Thank you very much, Omar. The PPP has been resilient from the day it was established in 1959. Because without the PPP, as I always tell people, we will not be proud to call ourselves Gambians today. Because the British, who colonized us for centuries, decided that Gambia was too small and without resources and couldn't maintain itself as an independent sovereign state. Therefore, there were negotiations taking place for Gambia to be part of Senegal. But fortunately, some of the party leaders then agreed to what the British were saying, but our PPP leader, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, refused and challenged them that if they knew the Gambia couldn't maintain themselves, why did they maintain Gambia as a state up to when Gambians are now requesting their own sovereignty and independence? So fortunately, he was invited by President Azikwe to Nigeria.
Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Nnamdi Azikiwe. And our first manifesto for the elections of '64 for Gambia independence now was printed and prepared in Nigeria. And when Sir Dawda came, the then national president of the party, who was convinced of the colonial opinion, Sanjali Bojang, resigned from the party and joined the United Party. And it is then that the PPP decided to elect Famara Toure as the national president of the party. Therefore,
yes,
PPP ruled this country when even the British have lost hope that the Gambia can maintain itself.
Now,
but within a short time after independence, we were able to prove to the world that it is not the smallness or the lack of resources, but the maturity and management of a country that matters. And we turned Gambia into the supermarket of the West Coast.
Right. A few weeks ago, you and several other ministers, including the Vice President, were relieved of your responsibilities. What did you exactly know about your sacking?
To be honest with you, I don't know anything about my sacking and my being relieved of my responsibility. Because up to today when I'm talking to you, there has never ever been any communication between the President and myself. I was in Parliament,
Yes.
going to present myself to the adjournment debate of the members of Parliament for issues to be raised in relation to the Minister of Agriculture. When I was called around 12:15 to go and answer to the President, I went to the State House and the Secretary General gave me a letter. And when I opened the letter, it was in the letter that I am relieved of my responsibility from the 29th of June.
29th of June.
So I just went to my office, packed my few things, and went home. And that's why it ended.
Do you have any clue before that you were fired? Do you knew that you were going to be fired? Or
No.
do you have a clue?
I had no clue that I was going to be fired because I had a very good working relationship with everybody in cabinet, including the President.
Okay, most people said you are fired because you are talking too much. And secondly, you are politicking instead of talking.
Yeah, what am I talking about? Am I talking about things
Now,
that
let me put it this way.
sorry,
Okay.
just allow me. Am I talking about things that are detrimental to the security of the country, or that is inimical to the development and progress of this country? Or am I talking because I am a representative of the people and I have a right
Yes, you have a right
to speak my mind?
Okay, let me put that question in.
And I have never, no, just let me finish.
All right.
I have never, within the 1 year, 6 months of my being minister, divulged any activity or statements that was agreed in cabinet because I respect my oath of secrecy.
You respect your oath of secrecy. So many said your sacking was related because, like I said, too much talking because you were insisting on Barrow to step down after 3 years. Many said that was part of the reasons why they were relieved.
Well, unfortunately, if they say that,
Okay.
I am one of the luckiest Gambians politically.
How?
I joined the PPP in 1968 when I was 21 years old. And I contested elections from 1972 and failed. I contested again in 77 and won. And Sadao that never, at that small young age, never allowed me to be a backbencher. I was made the Deputy Foreign Minister of the Gambia. And at that age, I used to lead delegations to the United Nations, to the AU, and to the Liberation Committee of the AU. And then in 81, he gave me the big responsibility of establishing a new ministry requested by the summit of the SEALs heads of states, that because of the drought, every country should establish a ministry of water resources, fisheries, forestry, and the environment. And I headed this ministry from 1981 to 89, when I was then moved to agriculture from 89 to 94. Then after the coup, I made sure I stayed at home because I resented coup d'etats from the day Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown by the military, because I know they are irresponsible and they are the ones that retard the progress of Africa. Because me, I was a die-hard Nkrumahist as a student. So I stayed to fight against the military dictatorship. I went through a lot of difficulties that everybody knew. 22 times of imprisonment, torture, lost my eye. But fortunately, I became part and parcel of those also who initiated the coalition. And I played a leading part in bringing an end to this very dictatorship. That's why I said I'm a very lucky Gambian, because I never thought during the time of Yahya Jammeh that I will ever be a minister again in my life.
So for you, after Jawara, that you think that was going to be the end of the political life? For example, of being a minister in a new government.
But I was not going to stop being a politician, because I owe it to those people in Serekunda who made me a member of parliament when the going was nice, and I was leading them. So I said, when the going is tough also, they should see me leading them. That's why I stayed. I had job with the UN, I had job with the FAO. I resigned all these jobs to come back and fight the dictatorship that was in Gambia.
You joined the cabinet when you were a very young minister, but to many now you are a dinosaur in today's political world. What do you say about that?
Yes, I am in PPP because I didn't want the name of the PPP to die. It would be a shame to all Gambians. The party that brought self-government to this country, the party that brought independence to this government, to this country, the party that brought republicanism in this country and made us a sovereign state. The parties in America are 300-400 years old. Presently in Senegal, the PS party of Senghor is the second biggest party. In Ivory Coast, the party of Ebouanyi is now in government. In Sierra Leone, the SNPP that founded independence in Sierra Leone is back in government. In Guinea-Bissau, the PIGC of Amilcar Cabral, why not the PPP? That's why I stayed. To make sure I maintain not only the party, but I have to be very mindful of the role that was played by the founding fathers of the PPP to make Gambia what it is today.
You gave example of all these countries where political parties begin and they are still in power. For example, in South Africa, Mandela stepped down, he gave it to Thabo Mbeki. After Thabo Mbeki, we had Kgalema Motlanthe. After Kgalema Motlanthe, we had Jacob Zuma. Now Cyril Ramaphosa. Why is it so difficult for a PPP to be in power?
It's not difficult. It is more or less the transition during the 22 years of Jammeh. He knew the powers of the PPP because he was one of the people who always led the front guard when we are going on our farmer's tour. Yeah. Unfortunately, I headed that for Sadauda for 13 years, non-stop. And Jammeh was always there. So what he did was to ban the PPP. And in banning the PPP, he also spent all his energy and resources to win over some of the strong people within the PPP to join the APRC, just to destroy the base of the PPP.
But don't you think some people also said it's because of UDP also part of the problem? Why? Because most of the people of PPP, NCP, and other parties left that party because it was difficult for them to resuscitate it. They decided to go into...
No, it's not difficult resuscitating. We were banned.
Yeah, you were banned, but the ban
That
was
is why
lifted.
we told, no, the ban was lifted long after the UDP was established. In 1996, when the ban was still on, the first elections, people like me is on record. I was in detention for 14 months in the army camp in Barrow. And they don't allow any member of my family to see me. But I was able to smuggle 3 letters.
Okay.
One to my wife, one to Mr. Koka, who was my youth representative in Serekunda, and one to Ganji Ture. Tell all the supporters to support the UDP because our party is banned, but we have to participate in the elections. And then, after it was lifted in 2001, we re-established our party. But the ban was lifted in August, and the elections was in September or in November. I was one of those who led the team of the PPP to the selection committee chaired by Hassan Musa Kamara. When most of the parties that came there wanted Sirif Diba to be the flag bearer, I put my foot down and said, I'm going to support Usainu Dabo. Because fortunately, he was the one who contested in 96 when we were all banned.
Yeah.
And having from August to November, we as the other parties will not have the time to revive our parties, reconstruct it, and go into elections. Now, why can't we go into an alliance? Support Usainu in condition that he will serve for 5 years. After the 5 years, he'll step down and allow other parties to compete. That's how he became the 2001 candidates.
Now, I will take you out of that thing. Now we move on. Since you were dismissed by President Barrow, have you spoken to him?
No, we have not.
So what is the state of relationship between you and Barrow as we speak?
Well, there is no, for me, I'm sitting in my home doing my own things, running my political activities. He's sitting in the State House doing his job as a president.
Do you in any way feel being betrayed for being sacked as a minister?
No, I don't feel betrayed. What I feel is that the spirit and letter of the coalition has been undermined, particularly with the advent of the removal of the vice president. For me, removing me, I've been minister for 14 years under Jawara and 1.5 years. How many Gambians has really enjoyed 15.5 years of ministership in this country? That's what I said. I said we went onto a coalition and we have agreements written in black and white with committees that should be there during campaign, during elections, and after elections. And one of them was to advise the president on the establishment of the cabinet, the mode of the cabinet, and any major decision for him to call the meeting, the committee, for advice. This didn't take place. That's why I said he is there because of the coalition. Without the 7 parties and the 3 independents, he could never have been in the State House. No one party could have removed Jammeh. And this is historic. It has happened. Parties have contested in 1996. They lost. They contested in 2001 and lost. They contested in 2006 and lost. They contested in 2011 and lost. We only won because we were a coalition. That is why he's in cabinet, in State House. And he is in State House not because of a party, because the condition was he has to resign from his party. That is why he resigned from his party and contested as an independent candidate.
Now, you said you are not that much bothered, if I may put it that way, about your dismissal, but kind of bothered about your aunt, right? Farmer Tambajan's dismissal. Why that? Why not you, but your aunt?
Because I saw the role she played in bringing us together. And because of her also international profile, and being a lady, she was serving in a lot of capacities for her international image. And I think also, as chairperson of the executive of the coalition, who brought us all together, this lady has a unique position in the coalition for the transition to the end of the coalition. That's what I said. Okay. That for me, I think this was one person who should have been allowed to serve the transition period. Then she could have been removed after the transition. If she wished to contest as president or she wished to retire, that is left to her.
So, many, for example, let's put it this way. She should be in the government until the transition ends. Yes. You don't know, I don't know why she was removed, right? Yes, but in the event that there must be a motive by the president, did you find out why that happened? Or even if he does wrong, do you think she should be there for her contribution for bringing coalition leaders together? As
I said, in any coalition, we have seen in Senegal, the coalition is going to 10 years now. What is stopping us as responsible, matured leaders? Then we as coalition leaders, if we see something going wrong, why can't we not sit and discuss it? That's what I'm saying.
So as far as you are concerned, if there was something wrong,
let us discuss it.
The best thing for the president
is for the coalition executive. And we discuss it. I will never ever support anybody to continue being in that cabinet if he or she flouts principles that will not allow that person to serve as a minister. Because for me, Gambia is more important than being a minister. Gambia is more important to me than any person or any group of people put together.
Now, are you still part of the coalition?
I'm still part of the coalition because my party is still part of the coalition.
In the event that President Barrow decides to overstretch his tenure in office, what are you going to do? Are you going to form another coalition for other people to boot him out of office?
At the end of the 3 years, I will make my declaration that this is the end of the coalition. Because I was really privileged to be the few. Not only to be part of this establishment of the coalition, but when we were taking President Adam Barrow as a candidate around the country to look for votes for them to elect, Halifa Sallah, Dr. Isator, and myself were the only ones who took him around. And for every meeting, Halifa, Dr. Toure, myself, and President Adam Barrow make sure we emphasize the 3 years agreed by the coalition. It's on record. It's on tape. Why should I change my mind when I have a contract with the Gambian people for 3 years? All those who have changed their mind are leaders in this country and in Africa and the world have seen what has happened.
Ousainou Darboe said, I asked him, I had a similar interview with him, and I asked him whether he is going for 3 or 5. He says he's going for 5 years because that's what is stipulated in the Constitution. Did you guys in any way put at the back of your mind that you had an agreement, but the Constitution supersedes whatever agreements you have? Because he was like, it is not even called, you have elections in presidential election 2016. In 2017, you have the parliamentary elections. And 2018, you have local government and so on. So if you want to go to another election again, he said, why are Gambians so obsessed with the election? So regarding that question.
No, it's unfortunate.
What is unfortunate?
For us to say obsessed with elections.
Yes,
Theresa May was elected for 5 years. Within 2 years, she went back to elections. We have seen people going to election within 1 year. It's respecting the dignity and principles of what you stand for. That's what is important. For me, when it comes to 5 years, why can't we sit down and consult with legal experts for us to come out with an acceptable formula to see how best we can respect the contract that we signed with the Gambian people? That is my intake on this. What I'm saying is, Ousainou Darboe alone cannot stand and say 5 years. The Constitution, I'm told, gave the president the right to resign and to dissolve parliament. And we go to, as they tell me, I don't know what is right, to go back in 90 days. And so many other things. Why can't we, as this is the contract between the coalition and the Gambian people, even if this is right, what he's saying, what has stopped us from calling the executive or the coalition and discussing it, the pros and the cons, involve independent legal experts for us to make sure we arrive at an acceptable, responsible conclusion so that everybody will be happy.
We will continue with this discussion, but I will have to shift you somewhere and bring you back.
Okay.
You took Kerfatu to court.
Yes.
For, as you put it, defamation and so on, involved in this fertilizer scandal.
That's right.
I don't want to belabor that point, but another thing emerged. They accuse my co-host, Sister Diafado Kamara, of being behind you, pushing you to take a legal action against Kerfado. Is that the case? Is that true?
That's not true. And then, unfortunately, since Fatou Kamara came, we have only been meeting in public. And unless when he rang me to say, you people are coming and you want me to come here for an interview, anybody who tells you that Fatou Kamara is against me, then they don't know me. For me, if nobody could have manipulated me during the time of Jawara when I was very young, not to talk about when I'm very old and ready to go to my grave, I am taking these people to court on principle. I was tormented, tortured, my family during the time of Yaya Jammeh. I thought it's finished. But people to come and accuse me of signing a contract with a businessman for monetary gains. I have family, I have friends, I have kids. I think I have to clear myself because I need to go out politics with a clean slate, with some dignity. This is right. Because as I said, as long as your right stops where my right begins. And when we talk about freedom of press, the press, anybody who is responsible and you are in any profession, one thing you should do is to uphold and protect and defend the ethics of that profession and not to use it to undermine, defame, and destroy characters of people unfairly.
Now, this, you want to do this as kind of a vindication to show people, but this is the court. How about if they prove that what they allege or what they're saying that who assert not approve, they approve that what they accuse you of is true?
Let them tell them that's the court. That's why I'm going to the court.
So
they said I have signed a contract. Yeah. Let them bring the contract which I have signed. They said I'm having monetary gains. Let them please tell them where, when, and how much I'm being paid. That's all I want.
Some say
I'm ready to accept the decision of the court.
Okay. So let me take you back to another political thing. Some said you have a presidential ambition. Do you?
Never in my life.
So why didn't
I've already declared that in my lifetime I will never ever contest elections anymore. I've contested elections enough. I said, as I was assisted at the age of 21 to be who I am now, I'm going to make sure my party brings in young people. I help them. We set up our Congress, elect a young person to be the leader of the party, and I will be behind that person to help that person so that the party will be what it is before. Because there are young people in this country who can do far better than me, far educated than me. Why can't we not give them the chance? The problem with Africans is we've refused to accept when we should retire.
Let me give you a little break. I will take a short break. When we come, we kind of move on. So viewers, I am here with the former Agriculture Minister, Omar Amadou Jallow. We're discussing his relief from his dismissal from the cabinet, the fertilizer scandal, and so on. So I will take a short break. When I come back, we continue with him.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Hi viewers, my name is Jaka Sisijete. I'm here at Cooperative to get the opinions of individuals regarding the President's nationwide tour. Let's look for individuals to have their opinion.
Think The tour is very good, as used to happen before. Well, the president tour, for me, it is a important thing, to emphasize, to go out to meet the people, know about their difficulties, Well, concerned about agriculture, as we know, agriculture is the backbone of every country, So to help the farmers, it will be very good farmers to see a president come to know their problem and solve it for them, because farming also is not easy, Likewise, you spend the whole rainy season farming. At the end of the day, you cultivate your crops, So to buy is a very difficult, Spending your money, spending everything. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the money that you're spending, you don't get it back. So I know it is a good tour. So I want the president to help the farmers. Let the farmers be happy. If the farmers are happy, the country will be happy.
Come like a tafu ta farmer, okay, it's a good idea. But I don't know.
You may expect.
I may expect. I expect moving another because provinces ma for many along Dobal Beji, Kabata Bakel, Ninsama Sita, the Albeji, a Calabisano, Calabari Dokur, and Joral Bocatare, like an in Jambandolo, and in Finjamajamela Suloka Camel, the Menkakela, Bata, that Woma Fonda.
I'm very happy about that. He's going to the village, seeing many people is nice. So they will also want what the president will do. They will tell the president. So I think it's good. For me, I'm very happy about it. So we will see many changes by grace of God.
Yeah, well, it's a very good move, because, a president going to a tour, meeting the people is very important. That's the time that, he will actually know the problem of the people. And after knowing the problem of the people, maybe it will be sorted out. Yeah, that is, if he visited people after knowing their problem already, what I am expecting from him, that is, let that one be sorted out. Let him sort out the problem of the people. This is what I am expecting from him.
This was it, viewers. You've heard from the people and you've known their opinions. This is Jaka from Fatu Network.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Welcome back, viewers. I am Omar Wali, and I'm here with the former Agriculture Minister Omar Amadou Jallow, who is also the leader of the PPP party. Well, Mr. Jallow, let's talk about the leak audio of Jammeh and the executive of APRC. That is circulating on the on WhatsApp, I can say. What do you make of these audios? Before going, did you listen to it?
I listened to it and I was shocked.
Okay.
As I said, I was one person who is championing national reconciliation. And I said I've forgiven Jammeh all what he has done to me. But I was not expecting any sane Gambian. I mean, any sane Gambian to try to wish Jammeh to come back to this country. The revelations that are taking place in the commissions about the money, the secondary, the billions and billions of dollars mismanaged and swindled by Jammeh, to me is secondary. But somebody who shot 14 students one morning and went to parliament to pass an indemnity act to indemnify those who slaughtered those kids. Why is the people who are taken from the prison and saying they were going to transfer them to Joytown? Yeah. This man, the former NIA Director General.
There were many. I don't know which
That's right. This Daba Marina.
Daba Marina, okay.
And his group. Yeah. If you are taking senior security personnel from a prison or a prison, where are those who are guarding them? Why is the vehicle? Why does it take place?
Okay.
Kanjiba Kanyi. He was arrested with his younger brother from their home, brought to the police, NIA, and the brother was left since 2006. Chief Mane, the NIA came to the observer office, to the managing director office, Sajja Tal, and the managing director led them to Chief Mane's office. He was arrested. Sajja Jisajo Kujabi of Buyam, and Ndongo Mbub, and Mulamin Nyasi, they were taken from their farms, arrested, taken to their home to change their clothes, and up to today, we didn't see them. What about Deida Haidar? Shot. And then, of course, the 9 or 8 people who were taken from the prison, they were not executed, they were murdered. And one of them, Lamin Dabo, should never have been part of that group, even if there was legality. But it's illegal, because Lamin Dabo committed the crime in 85, during the time of Sadauda. Sadauda committed the sentence to life. We went to Parliament in 1992 and abolished the death sentence. Why should that man be killed in 2012? And so many others. For us to sit down now and have people who have kids, who are Gambians, who are human, to think that that same man who committed all those atrocities and so many others should come back to this country and lead, I am baffled.
Before I push you, you talk about the execution in 2012. Many said Jammeh borrowed the toolbox from your government, that is the PPP, because in 1981, Mustafa Danso was executed. They said there could have been a better things that you could have deal with it than executing. But Jammeh came when those people were executed in 2012. There were reports. Jammeh said it was firing squad. We later received reports that it was a lethal injection. But the confession by a jungler said most of them were strangled.
Thank you very much. I will say about the Danso.
Yes.
Jawara in 29 years executed only one person. This man killed his commander, Ekumohoni. He was sentenced to death and Sadauda commuted the sentence to life. In 81, he was freed from the prison and went and killed 6 other people. That's why he was the only one ever under the PPP regime who was executed. He was a menace to society. As somebody who killed a person, your commander, illegally, condemned to death, the president commuted to life. You were freed by a rebel. You went and killed 6 people. What do the people expect?
There is this saying that an eye for an eye might end up making the whole world blind.
That's why.
So that was the justification. So it was necessary.
It was not an eye for an eye, because there were some other people who were arrested, who killed people, but they were not sentenced to death. And Sadauda made sure nobody during the 81 coup was in prison for more than 10 years. You cannot compare the era of Sadauda and Yahya Jammeh. 11 November, I was one of the only civilian detainees who went there the 11 November 1994 massacre, when they killed over 34 Gambians. Some of them were stripped naked and shot and left there for 48 hours. People were passing them. I was in detention. Then all the others that I have said were all during the time of Yahya Jammeh, and others that are not known, that are now coming to life, that he was responsible for their murders.
That's why the time you said a soldier broke your eye.
That's right.
Which one, left or right?
The left eye. I have to go to Ghana to repair it.
But it's working now.
Now it's working, yes. That's why I'm putting on this glass.
Did you miss anything, for being a minister?
No. As I said, human beings should accept faith. I was born in a village called Oluyundu. Unfortunately, I was born in a mud house. My father was not rich. I'm the 7th child of my father and the 4th child of my mother. Who am I to claim that all the honor, the position that I have held, I know it came from prayers from my parents and from God. I will accept anything that comes to my life That is why I stayed. And people try to convince me to leave this country, to go and do jobs oversight. I have 8 kids in Europe and America, all of them comfortably settled. I refuse to go because I owe it to my country.
You said you are not vying or interested in any political office. Is it that you are not popular enough to be president or to win a presidential election?
Everybody knows that among all the politicians now in Gambia, I know this Gambia more than all of them.
Right.
I worked with the cooperative society movement from 1966 to 1972 as a cooperative inspector. I was posted to Same, to Badibu, to Salum, to Foni, to Nyomi, and to Joytown. And then from there, I became Minister of Water Resources and the Environment.
Right.
Dealing with farmers. And before that, after I fueled my election in 72, I was employed by the Commerce and Development Bank. We established it. They sent me to Ghana to do a diploma in development financing with emphasis on agriculture. I was dealing with farmers. Then I came to water resources and to agriculture. Not for me, I am not in politics just for position. That's why I always tell people, I'm in politics to serve my country.
So now, if tomorrow Barrow returned from the nationwide tour and said, I want to get you back to the ministry, will you accept?
I don't think so.
Why?
Well, why should he?
You just said that you are not into politics because of whatever you put in interest also. But if he decided that, yes, this thing happened, it happens in other parts of the world, let me bring you back. Why will you not accept?
Yeah, it's different here.
Okay. Okay, now, in our Gambian context, if he decides to take you back, will you accept?
As I said, I will not accept any job in this government anymore.
No.
Because, no,
okay.
I have a reason.
Right.
Because there was nothing between me and him that he can call me and discuss issues with me that he thought were not being done in the right way. That's what Jawara used to do. As a president, you can call any of your ministers,
right,
and discuss with them if you feel they are not doing what you expected of them. And after 2-3 times, and they are still doing it, you can remove them. But for me now, after all what has gone, for me to be called again, no. I'm not in politics to be minister.
Okay.
I am in politics to serve my country. And that service can be done in different forms. As a member of parliament, as a cabinet minister, as a party leader, or even as a member of an ordinary party. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll still continue participating in the national development of this country through my party.
So now, what next for OJ Jallow?
Really, to be honest with you, my ambition now and vision for me to retire
from politics
is to make sure the PPP holds its Congress by the end of the year, select the new leadership, and I'll be happy to sit there and be an advisor to the leadership.
We will very soon close down this interview, but let me just take a short break again. When we come, I will allow you to go. So, listeners, viewers, I'm here with the former Agriculture Minister, Omar Amadou Jallow. We will take a short break. When we come back, I'll continue with him.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Hello viewers, my name is Fatou Sana from FAT Network. We are here at Westfield today to know the opinion of people regarding the leaked conversation between the ex-president Jammeh and some of the APRC members. We are going round and about to know the opinion of people and what they think about the conversation between the President Jammeh and some of the APRC members.
Audio bi gisuma si lu bon daal President Jammeh Gambian la war naa am right pour wax gisuma si lu bon daal joxe audio rek fooguma ne lu bon mu ngi ci war naa wax pour fansami mu mun a joxe fansami confidence am na right boobu noonu pour wax gisuma si lu aay de because su nekkee Equatorial Guinea war naa wax pour ñoom fa war naa joxe advice comme ñoom Fabakary Tombong Jatta ñoom ñu ngi si gannaaw comme ñoom léegi ñoom ñooy député parti leader bi gisuma si lu aay daal moom parti bi soo gisee tey ñu ne APRC yàlla ak Yaya Jammeh moom parti bi.
Well, I think sometimes people want to make, they want to build mountains out of small things. I think President Jammeh is still a Gambian, no matter what. And then he has his rights, and then he also has his views to issues. And then I think, in my opinion, whatever is transpiring within the APRC is still indicating that the party cannot do without Jammeh. That is kind of evident, you know. And then you can also sense some kind of, instability within the party. And then finally, what I have to say is like the party is going to be short-lived, no matter how they try, because such kind of infights, wherever they happen to start, the end result is division. Division is imminent. I think I could say that. No. I think, as I said before, the Gambians are fond of making, mountains out of small things. To me, there is no kind of, criminality in that. Jammeh is still a Gambian, no matter what he did. He came to the throne as a Gambian. Remember, he was first enrolled into the army as a Gambian. No country would enroll strangers into your army. So no matter what happens, until the court of law decides on Jammeh, he's still a Gambian, and to me, he has his right to speak to his supporters. I could tell you outrightly, I have never been an APRC supporter, never. But the truth is the truth. So this is, I don't think, if anybody wants to criminalize that, I think you just want to overdo things.
Comme audio tumodo bije asikeno fentimensi betea, tumodo bije asikeno fentimenti betea. Information mendol kake natra a manke truti, molma understand asikeno ay problem mo create bar natra manke oti, o manke problem to. So Yaya Jammeh banku dingle mati, wato mena fondi data tab electro gene. So still now, ka communication sota na molu, maje comme mo problem te. Comme patio nyi ntengaje ko abe patio mo le bulu, mo mi yalon ko nate banko nyenkan. So fo moy so do mi yalon ko anyanta ka patio taman, barate bantaje comme ka patio nyi lidi jang. Ntengaje ko tuma do be kole ala. Fo mo si so do membe tar la patio nyon kunna Gambia banko kanjang, nin Gambia la constitution sonta, patio nyi ala anything aba kela. So that they can go and do that. Comme ntenga menjo do fem fe neatra loi ya accept. Gambia la constitution o yaje ko asikenole. O manque problème te ba fem fe neatra be loi bantala ndum ate banko mako la pour security anin tenku ko to bajala ko man mul manyana o alawle saklo to.
waaye jàpp naa ne Yaya Jammeh Gambien la africain la bon ci dëkk bi la dëkk ak fu mu mën demit Gambia lay représenter fa mu nekk. Donc war na mën a am xalaat parce que ay mbokam ñu ngi fi ay xaritam ay andi jaamam mi ngi fi kon war na mën a am xalaat wax ko ci dëkk bi pour man Yaya Jammeh yaakaar naa nekkul koo xamante ne bi dafa dëkk yow mal xiyam ci continent yi la ak continent Afrique la dëkk boo nee de africain doon ak panafricanisme kay am na droit wax si waxuma la Gambia mais Afrique am na droit wax si xalaatam pour man
Well, viewers, that is all we have for you today from Fighters Network, and we all heard from the people. They gave their opinion. They will come your way again next time. Thank you.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
Welcome back. I am Omar Wali and still here with the former Agriculture Minister Omar Amadou Jallow, who is also the leader of the PPP party. Mr. Jallow, I've kept here for a very long time now.
No, it's okay.
What is the state of relationship between you and Ousainou Darboe?
Well, I always tell people that Ousainou is my friend and my in-law.
Yes.
We sat in the same class in high school from Form 1 to Form 5, 6 years, 61 to 66. Then the first wife is my sister's daughter.
Right.
So our relationship is good, personally. What I just want to tell people is, everybody knows me, even during Yaya Jammeh's time when I was being tortured. You see me in some activities of supporters of the APRC. For me, party politics don't interfere with my personal relation with people. Because as I said, religion is more difficult than politics.
Okay.
And my first friend in life, up to today, is a Catholic. And we are still the best of friends. On Sunday, he goes to his church. Come, we have lunch. On Friday, I go to my mosque. And we come and have lunch. Gubi, UDP, APRC, NCP, DOI. For me, they are all equal to me. We are all Gambians. We are talking about the same country. We all want to move this country forward. We only have our different options. Let the people decide. Let us go and sell our programs. But for me, Ousainou is my brother, is my friend, and is my in-law. We have no personal problem.
The belief among most of your critics is that they said you still don't have that mafia lifestyle. What do you say to them? Like the way you were seen doing things which they felt or feel is abnormal, like you told us last time at the press conference. What do you say to your critics?
Like what?
Like
Let me give an example of.
Like dancing with women?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so I want you to elaborate on that.
For people, I think that's small-mindedness. I was not the only one who danced.
That was parochial.
At that place, that's why I said that. People identified me and just tried to tarnish my image. The last dancing they sport on these social networks, I was with the First Lady.
Right.
We were all dancing. Why didn't they picture the First Lady? I was there with the ambassador, who is now the foreign minister. He was dancing with me. Why didn't they bring it? I was there with the ambassador in Washington and so many other people. But because they just want to tarnish or mess. But I tell them, up to today, I go to nightclubs.
Really?
I love dancing, and I will continue dancing. What I'm saying is, recently, I've seen on social media, Macky Sall and the President of France dancing with their wives. When I was member of parliament, everybody knows that. Every year, I call Youssou here and invite President Jawara and the First Lady, the Speaker, and all those people, and we dance. And then every year, you watch on the international networks, the King of Mecca. Their tradition requires that everybody who has a royal blood has to dance. And they dance. What is wrong with OJ dancing?
So
I will continue to dance. And Saturdays I go to the club. Let them come there and meet me there. That's my life. Nobody can change my life.
Okay.
I enjoy myself.
So what type of dancing will you do? Because they say we'll continue to dance.
I do the local dance.
Okay.
Then Tama, you saw when we won, it was on the social media.
Yes.
When we won, I do the Tama because when I was being christening as a child, they used the Tama and the Sabar. Why should I downgrade my culture for a foreign culture? When you go to the clubs, it's European dancing. That's the one they respect. For me, ask them, in Serekunda, I always have my Gese team. When I'm going to a rally, I'm led by the Gese at that time, and I dance my Gese to the seat where I'm sit, and I will continue doing the same thing. I am born a Gambian and an African. We have a culture. I respect my culture. If some people think that they, because of position or because of what they are, they don't respect their culture, the Prophet is far better than OJ. Why did Aisha want to watch dancing? She could, and the Prophet has to come and taught her for 2 hours to watch dancing. Yes. Who is OJ?
As far as OJ Jallow is concerned,
I'm enjoying myself.
Dancing is affirming your cultural
it's
identity.
It's a part of me. Everybody knows that in Serekunda, since in the time of Hadi Taban and all those people. I'm still on it.
It seems you don't have a very stressful life.
No, never.
Why?
Everybody knows that. Even in prison, I'm the most jovial.
Why that?
I still have now one of my best friends. When I was put on the security wing, where they took all those 9 people, I spent 41 days there. In the morning, they open us at 8 o'clock, we queue to the toilet. From the toilet, we queue to the bathroom. 9:30, they lock us up again till tomorrow morning at 8. This Nigerian man said, hey, Mr. Jallow, They said, you are a minister. I said, for 14 years. He said, you are happy here. I said, am I better than you? Or am I better than anybody here? We are all born the same thing. And when we die, we're going to be buried the same way. Wherever I'm happy. Because I know it is because of God's destiny that I'm there. Because I've not faulted anybody. I've not committed a crime. Somebody thinks what I'm saying or what I'm doing, he doesn't like. He put me in prison. That's his business. I'll continue saying what I'm saying and doing what I'm doing.
You are somebody who's critical of Barrow's overstretching his term in office. Now, if he wants to go for another 5 years.
What do you mean another 5 years?
For example, if he wants to go 2 years after he exhausted the 3 years, as agreed by the coalition, what
That's what I'm saying. For me, the coalition stops at 3 years. Because I was the one who led him to the provinces. Okay. And I was the one who is part and parcel of those who had that contract with the Gambian people.
Mr. Jallow, I've taken too much of your time, but if you bear with me, I will just take a one shot. What is trending on the social media, come back to you, we draw the curtain.
Okay.
Well, listeners, we'll go back to Viewers Cube with Mariam Sise. When I come back, I continue with we conclude the interview.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm going to replace my AfriCell 3G SIM card.
Why use a 3G SIM card when you have a 4G phone? Replace your 3G SIM card today for the real AfriCell 4G SIM and receive 1 GB of internet data for free.
Really?
Yes, get 1 GB for free just by replacing your SIM card at any AfriCell outlet with no loss of contact. The cost of bundle from the 3G SIM card is the same for the 4G SIM. And guess what? With the 4G SIM card, you can also connect to the 3G network as well.
This is so cool. I'll replace my 3G SIM card right away to the real 4G SIM and receive my very own 1 GB for free.
From AfriCell, it's always real and it's for free.
Where AfriCell goes, no one has the speed to follow.
Hello lovely viewers, welcome back to Viewers Deep with Mariam Sise. Earlier on today, First Lady Zainab tweeted and she said, APRC traitors leaking audio of discussions with my husband. We are not dumb to think our future would be any bright. Lord save him from Jame 5-star hotel. On the other hand, Ansu Sisa tweeted and he said, my one-time good friend Yankuba Koli denied being an associate with #Jame at the #Jame commission, yet Jame dished him out of 10,000 USD for his personal uses. But as Jame claimed in the leaked audio, if you betray your country, God will betray you too. Where's the money, Yanks? Time newspaper also posted and they said President Donald Trump blames USA foolishness for poor relation with Russia. On the other hand, on Facebook, Gambia News Online posted and they said, a snub to Gambia. Summary place for Malaysians' naturalization. Gambia Paul has made a come and get me plea, wishing to play for Malaysia's national team. Talk of the attacker committee, his international allegiance to Southeast Asian country has been on for over 2 years. Malaysia has a tough stance of not including non-Malaysians in its national team. The case, however, with Mohammed seems a bit different after he would stay there for over 12 years. The 23 years old is one of the Malaysian superstar legumes. Best attack, but the country's FA has a caution approach towards foreign players. On the other hand, BBC Sport posted on Twitter and they said, we want to hear from you. 1. Give us your moment of the 2018. 2. Give us your lineup of what the England team will look like at 2022 World Cup on its basics that they qualified. And also congratulations to French team for winning the World Cup. Thank you very much for watching. This is Viewers Deep with Mariam Sise, and don't forget to like us on Facebook with the same title. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.
TAF Africa Global is pleased to launch Dalaba Housing Estate. Dalaba Housing Estate is our newest estate located on the Sukuta Jabang Road. You can buy a finished 2 or 3 bedroom house or service plots accompanied with a free fence and gate. At Dalaba Housing Estate, you get to enjoy bituminized roads, gated and fenced properties, solar street lights, water reticulation, public amenities, 1,500 fruit trees aligned in streets and many more. Make a 40% down payment today and spread the balance conveniently for 10 years with GT Bank, EcoBank and Trust Bank. Terms and conditions apply. Wait, this is the best part. We are giving a discount on outright payments. For more information and exceptional service, please call our office line on +220 4410 233. Better still, call us on mobile or via WhatsApp on +220 376 2333 or plus 220-776-2333. You can also visit our website on www.tafafricahomes.com. TAF Africa Global. Our experience is global. Our focus is Africa.
Welcome back after that Viewers Cube with Mariam Cisse. I'm still with the former Agriculture Minister. Let me ask you this in Wolof. Dama degon danga demon Senegal time ya jame ñu ne la dañ la rental house nga deka fa. Can you mun nga ma
lolu, you know, because dama demon ñom Aliou Tine, the amnesty people in Senegal ñoma invite won. So ma dem fofu am ñom meeting for the way forward pour li ñoo xex fi ci la meet journalist bi fi joge legi, you know, ñom ñeppang fa won, we were all there. Then because of my interview ma defoon on Desert TV ñoom Aliou Tine ñëw gis ma ne dañ foog na suma dellu see fii dina am lu ma Yaya Jammeh di def, so they were ñu constant trop. ñu ne léegi dañ bugg ñu jëlal ma fa néeg dimbale ma dëkk fa ñu jël si suma jabar ma ne leen mbaa feegu leen ñu ne déedéet ma ne kon denc leen xaalis bi soo li ma demee ngeen dégg ne rey nañ ma ngeen ñëw jaalee ko suma jabar ak li suma jabar jekku
sa jabar jekku
waaw soo ma ñib si maa ngi fi ba tey ak kuñ tëj ñaar fukki yoon ak ñaar suñ la tëjee ñaar fukki yoon ak ñetta loolu ci ay man tëj nañ ma 14 months bi ñëwee ne dañ maa bàyyi ñi ma dëkkal ñu ngi dema man leen du ma dem te bàyyiwuñ ñëpp te fekk fukki weer ak ñeneen naguñ benn suma famille gis ma foofu lañ ma dóoree ba toj suma ba naguñ benn docteur gis ma waaye bañ ñëwee ca suba Baboucarr Diatta fi laaj ko, he was the army commander. Baboucarr Diatta mu ngi Sukuta fii laaj ko and other people bañ ñëwee ne dañ maa jox ma ne dew ma fenn ñun 46 la maa ñëw ma fi nekk fukki weer ak ñeneen neen ma fi bàyyi time buñ buggee bàyyi ñooñu ma ànd ak ñoom.
Finally, what will be your message to the general public? It has been a long interview.
My message to the general public is for every Gambian to know that this country belongs to all of us. Whatever we do, let us make sure first and foremost the country's interests come first. And then peace and stability should be the guarantee for a sustainable development of any country. We as the elders of this country should make sure we preach peace. We make sure we condemn tribalism and religious discrimination in any form and in any way. For me, I believe that Gambia is one family. Let us please make sure Gambia comes first. As I said in my meeting in Fonyi when they invited me there, I told them, Fonyi doesn't belong to APRC. APRC doesn't belong to Fonyi. I said, Fonyi has 5 seats when there were 48 seats in parliament. I said from Barrow to Pasimas in the North Bank, the whole of the North Bank, there is no one Jola village. But they were voting for APRC. I said, let us see each other as Gambians. I said, that is the only way that can guarantee a secured future that is based on peace and stability for our children and children unborn. So I'm appealing to all Gambians that irrespective of party, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of religion, let us see each other as brothers and sisters. Let us see each other as one family and pursue any agenda that we have in peace.
They're saying that politics is everybody's business, but what will be your message to imams or religious leaders who use their platform to mingle with politics?
It was disappointing. Me, I'm on record.
Yes.
That I was a member of parliament for 17 years. And Sir Dawda Jawara has visited my constituency over 15 times. I have never ever invited one imam to my rally. He's here to witness me.
Right.
Because I think religious leaders should not be involved in party politics. Just like Senegal. You will never see a religious leader in Senegal going to the state house. You will see the presidents of Senegal, from Senghor to date, going to meet religious leaders. But for us here, we have seen during the time of Jammeh what has happened. We really undermine the integrity and respect of our religion. That should stop. I will advise all religious leaders that the religion is more important than the government. There is no president that dies and they call the vice president or a minister to pray for you. They will call an imam When the president has a christening, they will call the imam. When his daughter or his son is getting married, they call the imam. And then we will all die and leave the mosque here. 200 years ago, there was no mosque in Serekunda. Today you can check over 20 mosques. When parties are disappearing, where is the UP? Where is the Congress party? Where is Jahumpa's party? They will all disappear. But the region stays. So let the region leaders know that they have more responsibility than the politician. They are more important to the state than the politician. They have direct connection with God. And if they betray God, God will deal with them. It's as simple as that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jallow, for your time.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you very much, everybody.
Viewers, this is what we have for you today. Interview with Amadou Jallow, the former agriculture minister, who is also the party leader of PPP. He said he will be retiring from politics. Let's see what happened, because I'm not sure if you are a dinosaur in today's political world. You did not answer. Are you one?
What is a dinosaur?
A dinosaur. These are things that have extincted many years ago.
I know the dinosaur.
Yeah.
What is dinosaur in politics?
Well, for somebody who is not that much relevant anymore, that's what we call a dinosaur in today's political world.
If I was not relevant, why should I be the person to take the president around until they...
Now that you are part of it. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jallow. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
From me, Omar Wali, and my crew.
Thank you very much,
thank
everybody.
You so much.
Thank you.